Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Bulletproof Marketer. I am your host, Christopher Tompkins, coming to you again in our new season. I'm really loving the feedback that we are getting. Thank you guys and gals out there so much for letting me know about topics that you want to uncover, things I want to talk about, and actually continuing the conversation that I had with you on the actual podcast. So this has been really great. So if you, again, I say this at the top of every episode. All of my details of connection are in the show description. So click on the link, go to my LinkedIn, and request me. I'd love to connect with you and continue networking. Love hearing other marketers' stories, or if there's people out there that just want to do better at marketing and they need some tips. I love talking about all that kind of stuff. I like solving people's problems. So please use me as much as you can. And just make a note that you listened to the episode and that's why you've reached out so I know how to start our conversation. So please do that. I'm saying this, I should have told you what the show's about, right? Come on, Chris, get your stuff together. So today we're going to be talking about treating your marketing team like short order cooks and not treating them like chefs. Whoa, there's something to uncover there. Do I have a personal feeling about this? Oh, absolutely, I do. I am a digital marketer and I have done marketing for a long time and have been treated like a short order cook on many occasions. What this show is more about is the management of the marketing team, not actually the marketing team. So this is almost like me putting a state of the union out for C-suite that don't really focus as intently on the marketing staff as they should. And I want to let you know, and here's the thing, there's no judgment here at all. It's just maybe that you haven't had that aha moment of why you should be spending more time with them or listening to some of their plans and helping them plan. So what I want to do here is this is no attacking, this is nothing. Everyone, we're all in a great place here. I just want to give you some tips as to why you may be spending money that you don't need to, how to get the most out of your team, and really what makes us sing as marketers, right? I worked with many different companies in different industries through my many years in business and through my agency, the Go Agency, goagency.com if you want to check us out. And one of the things that I've noticed is that marketing teams tend to start to wilt when they are not really listened to and they're not let in on the planning of what the business needs. Now, a lot of people out there, a lot of business owners don't really connect to marketing. And I understand that because you're focused on your business. You're focused on what's most important to you, which is maybe selling and success and client management and or product management, whatever you have. So I totally understand this. But the problem is that come on, I speak to a lot of marketers on a regular basis, right? Because we're all on the same team. And one of the common themes that I see is that the people that they need clearance from are not giving them the clearance that's necessary. So they don't have full information on what the business is planning to do, whether it be e-commerce or a B2B, what have you. They're just being cut out. And also, when they ask for things to be reviewed, it takes a long time. So what's going on here? Why are we ignoring this crucial function of the business? And I would say the first thing that is really important for anybody that's going to be signing off on marketing programs that the marketing team are sending over or co-strategizing or whatever is, are you giving your marketing team the true view of the business and your goals for the year? Now, a lot of companies out there, I know because I'm hired a lot, right? I'm hired a lot as a consultant. So I know a lot of companies tend to be behind on some of these planning things. You could be well into the year and someone's putting together their annual marketing strategy. Now, if you're not one of those people, that's great because forethought is great because you can enhance your structure over time and your strategy. But with the wonderful world of late planning comes ineffective use of people's time. So, if I'm a marketer and I'm trying to come up with a strategy for my company that I'm working for or working within, I want to see what things I'm going to be tracking as metrics, right? I want to track engagement or leads or MQLs, how many of the MQLs turn to SQLs and those types of things, right? But what if I'm coming up and I'm really focusing on in one direction that the business is trying to sunset and go in a different direction? But I'm not told because, marketing, whatever. Let me tell you the truth. Marketing is a crucial role in promoting whatever road that you want to take to get to these goals, but also it provides the grease on the wheel that makes the business move. If I've talked to CEOs in the past that said, I don't believe in marketing at all, it's not for me. And I think a lot of the reason is we're not looking at marketing to be the number one source of all lead generation. And sometimes that viewpoint can really stymie the relationship between marketing and sales, which I've talked about before. If you listen to a past episode, marketing and sales departments and how to have that conversation so you guys can work together. But if you're not looking at it like that, what happens is this: the CEO will just out of the blue send something over to the marketing team and say, do it. Now, that for my world makes me an order. I'm taking orders. So I'm like a waitress, or in this case, a short order cook, because I have to create it. It's an idea that how many people out there have had their boss come back from an event or a speaking engagement and say, "Oh my God, do this." Everyone was talking about it at this event. And it's okay, that's a really cool idea. It has no fit in our strategy right now. It's out of budget, blah, 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 blah. But still, they're like, yeah, who cares? Do it. This is where you should know as an owner, your budget's going to start getting sucked. Things like this, where you don't really know what the marketing strategy is, but you're making somebody do something because it seems like it's going to work. That's not a strategy. That's not a strategy that's going to create the lift that you want in your overall marketing and sales strategy and get you closer to those goals. So the first place is these ad hoc type requests that are time like very, very short window of delivery. What that will do is that will clog everything that your marketing team is doing and will you'll be running at this brand new thing that just popped up out of the blue. Is there tracking analytics that are around that we can see if it's successful? What sorts of outcomes do we suggest? If it's just do it, we have to, as marketers, just guess what the main thing is. Now, you could say marketers, obviously, if it's a speaking engagement, you should be getting this. But that's not why people do speaking engagements. Everybody has a different motivation. Some people are selling something. Some people are looking for thought leadership. Some people want more views to website. Some people want downloads of an ebook. What are the outcomes that you want? We have to measure things so we understand that the cost and the spending that we're putting forth is going to really be salient with our annual budget. So that's the first thing. That kind of when you're treating your marketing team like a short order cook, you're going to spend money that you don't need to spend at the wrong times. Also, sometimes I've worked with different people that will throw like really expensive events and that won't necessarily land so well. And then they will cut other areas to cover other marketing expenses to cover that loss. Now that's a problem, right? Because if you're doing something successful, but you have to cut it because you've wasted money elsewhere due to poor planning, not coming up with what your outcomes are, these are all things that your marketing team can help you with. You can hold them accountable to the delivery of these events and the monitoring of the metrics around them and ask for them to report on it. Guess what they will like? What would they will think about that if you ask? They'll be so damn excited. They'll be so damn excited because giving us the full information and full outlook and the full onus to actually create something that is going to be meaningful and provide long-term value to the company is our goal. And we like to play games with ourselves to be successful. So obviously we want to meet our goals. We're goal-oriented people because we like to see our strategies work. So salespeople can be money motivated, but we can be success motivated. So that's something else to understand. And we like to be self-starters, and we start off that way. But when you take these types of things away from us and force us to do things, it starts changing the relationship. Another thing that would change that relationship is if you take no interest in the information that your marketing team is providing to you. So if I'm a marketer and one of the things that I wanted to do was we're working on an initiative that my CEO said was very important. So I was like, got it. I'm going to work on it, get it over to them. And it's something that would probably take maybe 20 minutes to review. And within 3 seconds, it's love it. Okay. So what that tells your marketing team is that you don't review things and you just blindly approve. Danger for you. That is dangerous for you. If honestly, if you're not going to review it, maybe wait of maybe an hour before you respond to that message because then it will look like you actually took a look at it. And honestly, you should be taking a look at what your team is doing because that is how you hold them accountable and you manage your expectations with what results they're going to get. Because if you read something and it's shit, what if you didn't read it and you just approved it and then it went out and it went through to your whole client database or it went wherever? You need to have eyes on it because you can't blame 100% the marketing person if you've never reviewed it and you were given the request. Now, when does this get tricky? When your C-suite tells you nothing. If I was getting no feedback on anything that I was doing, plus I was also getting some confusing direction or just do this makes a really tricky scenario for us to really execute, right? Because I don't know what to do because I do something, you don't really review it, and then you tell me someone else tells you it's off target, so you come back and you go in on me because it's wrong, but you haven't provided me the goal of what it is that we're doing. What's the goal? How are we going to track the effectiveness of this? Which we can help you with, but I want to use this to create more opportunities for our sales team. Done. What does an opportunity look like would be my follow-up if I didn't know. And then you would take it from there and build it out. But if you don't, then I'm like, okay, this seems like a lead generation opportunity. So I'm going to just angle everything like that. Then I send it over to my CEO. He goes, awesome, love it. I roll it out, and he wasn't looking for lead generation on it. He was looking for to showcase a partner and really get a lot of people visibility around a partnership that's new. But I thought it was this because I didn't have all the information. Because you can make mistakes, right? Everyone makes mistakes if you don't have the full story. It's like a court case, right? You have all of your details in order to really make your argument. So that's a problem. So if you are a decision maker that does not review content from your marketing team, you're putting yourself in a little bit of danger. Okay, so just saying that. And I have, by the way, not myself, because I'm not that kind of guy. I've come in to clean up messes that marketers created based around the CEO not really approving the documents they approved. Okay, so one thing that we have right now, just think of, I'm really making this case for you guys, just so you really do this. If one of not actually, it's a friend of mine said, hey, you got to help this company. They're having issues because what happened was the marketer at the time was utilizing ChatGPT. Cool. We all use it, right? There's no secret. Oh my God, I'm a marketer who does not use it. There's use for these tools. You just have to be managed by an expert to get expert level results. So, whatever, they were not reading anything that the GPT was putting out. So they were saying, I need 6 LinkedIn posts, focus on this, and I need 10 TikTok ideas and blah, 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 blah. Done. So then they would get the prompt, run it, copy and paste everything, put it into a document, and send the link over to the CEO who didn't look at it and approved it, and they were posting it. The content that they were posting was for the wrong company. So the basically it was the same industry, but it was calling out the wrong company and incorrect URLs. So that was a big issue because during that time they were also doing a big kind of media blitz. So the C-suite was going out and about and doing whatever. So I walked into basically a shell of a marketing campaign because it was being fed with competitors' information. Doesn't that sound like a nightmare? For me, it's a problem I'd love to solve. But you could very easily have sidestepped this if you just, even if you don't want to read everything, spot check because some of the stuff might be really cool that you're not really checking out. I know I own a business. I'm busy. I get it. I don't always love to review everything, but at least I'll spot check it if I'm busy. So do that. Take a leaf out of my book and just do some spot checking if you don't have the time. But overall, I think that is one thing that can be costly for you. So we have that. The other thing too, another point, if you are not requesting plans from your marketing team or expecting for them to create it, how are you planning on holding them accountable for work? So this is another thing that I've seen a lot where the marketing team becomes disenchanted through like those couple examples that I've already shared with you, and they just do the bare minimum. But because they're ignored, they can slip right through. So you can end up paying for an employee and their health care and all this and bonuses and blah, 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 and vacations and all that stinking admin with taxes and all that kind of stuff. And they're doing the job of a part-timer or an intern. So this is another piece. So this is why having some sort of engagement with your marketing team is really important. And having somebody that on your team, and if it's not you, find another member of your team that you can appoint to be overseeing marketing, or at least be someone that would give the marketing department some information. Because I've walked into many companies that had some issues with their marketing team, and the systemic issue comes from leadership. And I don't feel like that's always the issue. It can be in very specific cases, but how would you be able to figure that out? If I go into a department and there's no targets, there's no campaigns, there's nothing going on, and the CEO or whatever doesn't have any interest in even having a meeting to talk marketing, those are, I can tell that there's money being wasted there. Just because you have to hold everybody accountable. I'm not saying we have to micromanage every single person, but marketers are chefs. Marketers should be treated like chefs. They should be treated like strategic people in your organization that you can rely on to help you reach your company goals. If you feel a disconnection there, you need to call it out and come up with some way of finding if that is a right fit for you. Because sometimes marketers are the wrong people and the wrong like square peg in a round hole. And sometimes organizations overstaff marketing so that you have a lot of noise that kind of creates issues as well. As an owner, it's important for you to give the same sort of attention to a marketing individual as you would to a salesperson, because your marketing person can fuel your salesperson while you're doing other things. I can very easily, when I create a relationship between the sales department, I can very easily see what their goals are and see, hey, my new campaign should be this because it's going to create some MQLs that they can turn into SQLs. And then I let everybody know that's the plan, so everyone's on board. So it's a communication that's clear communication is really important. Now, if you have a whole bunch of financial figures that you don't want to release and those are only for the board, keep it. Don't share that. But if I want to build a strategy, it's not, okay, what's your marketing strategy? Okay, what the hell are your goals? Because I cannot just dictate a whole campaign around nothing. And of course, we can say, oh, it's around our products. We have products, we have to sell products. What do you think you're going to do? I need to figure out what we're expecting. Are we expecting a 15% increase in sales this year? So then I can come up with metrics that would support that and campaigns that would be great. Or, hey, we've already met our goal. We're so good. Let's just really keep everything consistent and moving, but no extra spending. Cool. Then I'll save a ton of money in digital ads if it's an e-commerce company. I'll say, you know what I mean? Having these pieces are really crucial to coming up with a cutting edge strategy that is going to deliver results for you. So I'm going to just wrap this up now. I say that marketers are chefs because I'm a marketer and I understand how we work. We have to do some research and we have to look at things and we have to see where the pieces are going to fit. We can also be short order cooks and create something really quick. But do you want a quiche or do you want over easy eggs? And I think quiche is where we want to land because it's obviously delicious, but it's a more elevated dish. And that's what you want. Fast and basic is going to get you fast and basic results that are not going to be long lasting and could be inconsistent to a level. So, if that is the case, make sure that your marketing team have all of the ingredients to create this elevated dish that you need. So, if you're going and you're giving them like, okay, so we're going to do a pasta dish. Here's the sauce and here's a fork. Where the hell's the pasta? I need the ingredients so I can put that dish together. So, provide that information, provide that insight, provide that seat at the table because having them know more about your business is not going to hurt you. And you can tell them what they you can cut them out of certain like private conversations if it's that terrible. But how are they going to translate what you need and what your vision is if you can't tell them? So if any of this that I'm discussing rings true, just make some steps towards changing it. It's going to do you a benefit. Anytime that I've had a conversation with this with a client that has fallen into this type of mentality, it's, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Oh, no, let's change that. And because as an owner, you're interested in your employees, you're interested in having everybody work together. Just because the topic doesn't isn't of your top interest or like one of maybe your fortes. I have so many subjects that are not my forte, but I'm interested in the people that are providing the support to me to help me deliver those at a high level. So this is a team sport. Company growth and meeting goals it's a team. So make sure that you're fueling your marketing team the right way. And marketing teams, sometimes you have to decide when when you need to ask really for what you want. Because if you're not getting what you want and you can't deliver what you want to deliver, I think the idea of falling beneath the radar and just taking a paycheck, it's not the way to go. Maybe you should find another position that's a better fit for you because we want to be able to create, right? Create success, create awesome materials, create conversations, create engagement, create website, but all this good stuff. So if we're not able to create because we don't have the materials, then we have to ask for them. And sometimes the conversations are not great, but you have to learn how to make a case to the people that are not listening to you so that you can help them. Some people don't want to be helped. And I think that that's the same with many different subject matters, right? But overall, marketers, if you feel that you're a short order cook and you're not getting able to create to a higher level, there's an issue. So maybe make your own choice to have a discussion with the person that you are feeling is like throttling your efforts a little bit. Try to find some common ground. And again, I'm telling you things that are like just human nature, but people tend to get into their own little worlds, right? Like I do too. I put my blinders on and I'm focused on one subject and I can have a full conversation with somebody that I'm not listening to or present in. That's what happens. So just be present, try to figure out what is the best way you can communicate so you can align on goals. Also, like I've said it before, bringing the sales targets into the conversation are really helpful because if you are a lead generation is one of the goals, maybe there's one of the salespeople that need it more than others. And we can set goals that we can track together and help one another. That creates more connectivity. Sometimes when you do that as a marketer, you will get more visibility from the C-suite because you become more relevant and tied to the actual profitability. But that is what I want to tell you today. I'm glad that we had this conversation. If any of this is springing some ideas or you want to connect with me and have a conversation about it, please reach out to me directly. My link is in the bio of this episode. We have a lot of great episodes coming up, and we have a lot of great episodes that we've done already. So please check out the archives and subscribe, do all of that good stuff so that you can get the content. I post quite a bit on LinkedIn, so you can check that out. Also, go to the website, the Go Agency. We have a elementary AI guide. I will tell you an elementary for anybody that wants to just, how can I use this in my business? There's just some ideas in there that could be good for you. That's a free download. And I also have a whole bunch of blogs and articles that you can get that have a lot of different topics that might make your marketing stronger or help you understand how to interact with your marketing team in a better, real way. But for the Bulletproof Marketer, it's Christopher Tompkins. I'm going to see you next week with a brand new episode and go hug a marketer.